So I did a video called, it was in response to 100 ways to make people of color's lives easier. I didn't know there was a companion article released a few months back called 100 Easy Ways to Make Women's Lives More Bearable.
This one's way more applicable to us. I mean,
yeah, because I actually deal with women way more than I deal with, people of color.
Right.
Because I don't live with any people of color. I live with women. And Paul's here joining me today.
Hello.
We're actually doing this in the midst of a live stream that I'm doing on my TJ Does Life channel. But I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at this shit. Because you guys liked the last one. So we have here... Look at the picture they chose to accompany this, too.
Wow, just like shirtless serving boy.
Yeah.
Here, madam, may I get you a hot coffee? May I brush your hair for you this morning?
Yes.
Wow.
So this is what you need to be.
I'm slacking already, because I'm telling you, I don't look like that with my shirt off.
Neither do I, strangely enough. Every year, I wake up on March 8th to a flurry of tweets from men wishing me a happy International Women's Day. Really? Okay.
Like, who are these cucks? Yeah.
Like, I don't even acknowledge that as a day, so, already I'm failing. And every year, I find myself thinking, well, thanks, but is that it?
Really?
Is that it?
You feel like you're entitled to more on your stupid bullshit Hallmark holiday? Wow, I can tell this is going to be a doozy of an article already.
It is. I've read the first 8 or so, and I had to stop because they were pain. Is that all the support for gender equality you can muster? Just giving it a day?
Oh my God.
For the entire year? It's a nice sentiment. But at a time when the gender pay gap means that women in the UK work for free for 67 days each year.
Citation needed.
Yeah, citation needed. Well, there is a citation there. I ain't clicking it. Black women in the U.S. are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in childbirth than white women. And trans women in the U.S. are 4 times more likely to be murdered than cis women. It doesn't quite do it for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that we haven't fixed all of that.
A day is not enough, too.
So to ensure that men aren't missing direction, we're going to be provided with instruction now. A few years ago, I started compiling a list of easy actions that men can take to meaningfully support gender equality. So cool. There's a way out. There's a way out. All we have to do is follow this list.
Great.
Every year, I would post it on social media. Slowly, other women started contributing suggestions, so the list grew and grew. It will likely never stop growing. Well, isn't that a problem? That the list of things we got to do for you is just going to expand into infinity?
I mean, it's already 100 things long.
Yeah, so the use of the word easy there is kind
it's
of
already, I call that into question. Yeah, there's no task that has 100 steps to it that I would
say is
easy.
100-step project. And this isn't even all. This is nowhere near extensive enough. There's way more men need to do.
Right, this is just a dusting.
This yeah, this is just a brief little foray into the shit we need to do differently. The suggestions cover many realms of life, from home to work to the ways we interact with strangers to the language we use. But it is in no way comprehensive. Below, I've included a mere 100 entries. Mere 100 entries.
I can't believe that mere is followed by 100 entries, unironically, in this, but okay.
Out of the several hundred I've crowdsourced and personally compiled. Oh, wow. To the men reading, you may already do some of these things, and others you may not be in the position to do. But a good place to start is by, at the very least, reading the list through in its entirety. And remember, these apply all year, not just during the annual 24 hours dedicated to half of the planet's population.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, because that's all you get, right?
Yep.
That's all you as women get is just that day.
The only day that anybody cares about women's issues is on National Women's Day.
International Women's Day.
Oh, sorry. My bad.
You're trying to limit them to just one nation?
Yeah.
Please. All right, you ready for this shit?
Yeah, I mean, we can at least take that advice and read through the whole list.
Yeah. Maybe we'll even agree with a couple.
Maybe,
Last time I
maybe
did this,
so.
I agreed with like 6. So, you know.
Sure.
Before explaining something to a woman, ask yourself if she might already understand. She may know more about it than you do.
How about this? How about I give the woman the ability to tell me if she already knows about something and stop me and we can move on?
Yeah, like if I start explaining something that you already understand, feel free to be like, oh, I already know about that.
Happens all the time.
Oh.
Happens all the time.
Yeah. I mean, like, there's been times when I've been talking with Paul. I'll start explaining something, be like, yeah, I know about that. It's like, oh, okay, cool. You already know about it. No, I'll stop then.
Not a problem.
2, related, never ever try to explain feminism to a woman. What if it, I mean, like, let me give you a hypothetical scenario here. What if there's a crazy woman who's like, feminism is trying to chop all women's cunts off, or some crazy ludicrous notion, and I'm like, that's not what feminism's about. Should I just not say that? Should I be like, well, if that's your interpretation, fair enough?
How about this? Here's an even more real world example. What if there's a woman who doesn't know anything about feminism, and you as a man have read about feminism, and she asks you, what is this feminism thing? Should you just go, nope, can't tell you that because I'm a dude?
Only get a woman to explain it to you.
Like, yeah, women aren't born with an inherent knowledge of feminism. And who they learn it from, or at least learn about the concept from, doesn't really matter, does it? Should it?
Number 3, trans women are women. Repeat that until you perish.
Okay, look, I'm all about that. You know, if a person is a trans woman and I'm made aware of this, I'm not going to call them a man. I'm not going to be the dick that does that. I'm fine with this, but why does it have to be followed with repeat that until you perish? Wouldn't 3 be fine with trans women or women? Because there's some dudes that don't treat trans women like women.
Sure.
They go out of their way to be assholes to trans people.
But this repeat that until you perish line.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you. Like, why are you coming at me like I'm a little child or something that, like, got caught trying to put a fork into the light socket here?
Respect people's pronouns. It's not hard. I mean, sometimes it is.
Yeah, you guys have made it kind of hard.
I mean, yeah, because first of all, you guys decided to invent like a million new pronouns that no one's even familiar with, so that's kind of tough. Second of all, I mean, let's be real. There's a lot of trans people that pass really easily, and there's some that don't. There's some that just fucking don't, and it can be hard to remember that this person, this fucking... Like, just, like, if I just say tomorrow, like, I'm a woman, Paul.
Yeah.
You're going to slip up a few times.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's not going to be an easy thing. But that's the thing. I am going to follow that central tenet. If I'm friends with somebody or interacting with somebody and they're like, and I say, yes, sir. And they're like, actually, I'm a woman. I'm not going to go out of my way to be like, no, you ain't, bitch. Are you a dude? You know, like, that's just being an asshole.
Remember that fat women exist and aren't all trying to get thin. Treat them with respect. I'll treat women with respect based on whether or not they deserve respect. I don't think being fat in and of itself deserves my respect. I'm not
or being a woman.
Yeah, or being a woman for that matter. And what's this? Not all fat women are trying to get thin. Yeah, I mean, most of them aren't. You know,
hence the fact that they're still fat.
Yeah, a lot of them are fat because they eat a lot. I mean, I'm fat too, so I know what being fat is about. Paul knows what being fat is about. You know, we're fat.
Yep.
We eat a lot. We don't do a lot of exercise. We don't fucking eat broccoli.
Nope.
I understand all that. Nothing about that automatically entitles me or Paul or any of us to respect. You know, we should be respected on a fucking basis, an individual basis based on our character traits. This one's crazy. In fact, never comment on a woman's body.
Fuck you.
I will comment on whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, you don't get to tell me what to say. Your feelings do not supersede my right to free speech. Kiss my ass.
And the same thing with the trans stuff. I personally respect the pronouns and stuff, but if someone's like, I ain't doing it, I might think that's an asshole move, but I don't think that it should be mandatory in any way for someone to respect your pronouns.
No.
Just putting that out there in case anyone's confused. This one really pisses me off a lot. Be kind to women in customer service positions. Tip them extra, but not in a creepy way. So, first of all, do you imagine that men in customer service positions just love it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that most people who work customer service jobs hate those jobs.
And by the way, if you go into a customer service like place, like a Starbucks or something, and there's a dude making the drinks and a girl ringing you up, chances are they're making exactly the same amount of money. So why tip the woman extra? Tip her extra if she goes out of her way and does something good for you at the store.
Yeah, I mean, like, to me, the whole tipping system, which I don't even like in the first place, but, you know, if I'm going to tip someone extra, if I'm going to be like, you get an extra big tip, it's because I received fucking great service.
Right, they went above and beyond or whatever.
That's what it's for.
Yep.
That's the whole point behind tipping, not because, hey, you got tits, so here's a bigger tip.
And then what is this, but not in a creepy way? Like, how are we supposed to infer what you think is a creepy way to give somebody extra money? Like, I guess, is she saying, like, don't stick it in her G-string when she walks by? Like,
unless she's working as a stripper.
Right.
You know, I don't know. Trust women. When they teach you something, don't feel the need to go and check for yourself. And especially do not Google it in front of them. Now, Paul, you've had conversations with me, right?
yes.
You've told me things that I was skeptical of, right?
Yes.
I have Googled these things right in front of you, right?
Yes, and at times proved me wrong about those things.
And you've done the same, I believe.
Yes.
You know, so basically you're asking me here to treat women differently than I treat men, which is, to me, sexist. Not only that, but having a vagina doesn't make you an authority on anything.
Nor does it make you trustworthy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this automatically trust women to the point where you don't even check on things they tell you.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
fuck that.
That's, I mean, like, I happen to be a skeptical person. If I hear something that I don't believe, I'm going to check it.
Of course.
I'm not just going to let there be this niggling doubt in the back of my fucking mind forever because, well, a woman told me, so it'd be sexist to research.
Well, everybody's been led down the fucking primrose path before and believed some stupid bullshit they were told only to find out later that they were wrong for years. I mean, we just found one out recently, didn't we?
Yeah.
During the serial killer episode of Deep Fat Fried, like, we learned that H.H. Holmes is basically an urban legend.
Yeah, I mean, almost everything about him is false. All the popular myths about H.H. Holmes are basically false. And I was disappointed, you know? I mean, it happens all the time when we're doing this research. Like, we find out all the time that, you know, the popular myths of history are not necessarily the way things really went down. We found out a lot about, you know, a lot of the stuff that was said about Caligula was nonsense.
But that's why you don't just apply blanket trust to people. That's why trust is earned, not given freely.
Now, are you ready for irony overload? Because number 9 is don't maintain a double standard for anything ever.
You just got done telling us that we have to trust women implicitly over men.
Yeah, and also that we have to, that if, I mean, just look at all of these.
They're all double standards.
Look at all of them. Never, ever, so first of all, is before explaining something to a woman, ask yourself if she might already understand. So don't ever explain anything to a woman because she probably already knows about it. That's a double standard.
Right, but go ahead and explain something to a man, though.
Never, ever try to explain feminism to a woman, but you can explain it to a man.
Double standard.
Trans women are women. I guess there's no double standard implicit in that.
But I mean, they're rife here.
Remember that women exist and aren't all trying to get thin. The fat women exist and they're trying to get thin. Treat them with respect. Well, you're not supposed to do the same thing for men. Never comment on a woman's body, so you can comment on a man's body.
Yep.
Be kind to a woman in customer service, so you don't have to be kind to a man in customer service. Trust women, so you don't have to trust men.
Don't maintain a double standard.
I mean, you've had a shit ton of double standards. Almost all but 2 of these have implicit double standards, and then you're going to tell me don't ever have a double standard? Fuck you. Close your legs on public transit. Oh my God.
No. You know why? Because I've got a dick and a big old pair of balls in between my legs, and it's uncomfortable to smash them. Tell you what, let me inflate your pussy flaps and clit to 20 times their normal size, and then see how you sit on the fucking train, bitch. This is the dumbest shit. Like, men sit that way for a reason, and it's not to invade the space of other people.
Yeah, besides, how many times have you been on public transit and seen some woman who's decided to set her bag on the seat next to her? all the fucking time.
Oh, yeah, constantly.
So, whatever. It's just total bullshit. Trying to describe a woman positively, say she's talented, clever, or funny, not gorgeous, sweet, or cute.
I'll say whatever the fuck I want about a
Yeah,
woman.
not only that, but like, what if she is gorgeous, or sweet, or cute?
Yeah, that's not... Those are inherently bad things to say about
you know what?
women.
If there's a girl and she's sweet, I'm pretty sure that if I call her sweet, she's not going to be offended by it.
Probably not.
Wow, you're really sweet. What? Oh, I take it back. Examine your language when talking about women. Get rid of irrational, dramatic, bossy, and badgering immediately.
Nope. Those are all very important parts of my vocabulary when talking about women, and I will not get rid of them. Because there are irrational women, there are dramatic women, there are bossy and badgering women, and you don't get to tell me how I get to label those women. So fuck you.
Yeah, so I mean, like, let me just ask you this. What if she is an irrational, dramatic, bossy, badgering bitch?
No,
Am I just supposed to say, well, no, she's not, because that's offensive.
That's just a trope. That's just a woman-hating trope.
There's no such thing as an irrational woman, right?
Oh, never. I've never met one myself.
All right, so here's where they're trying to checkmate us. Don't think to yourself, I describe men like that too. A, you probably don't. I actually do.
Yeah.
B, if you do, it's to criticize them for acting like a woman.
Wrong.
No, it's to criticize them for being irrational, dramatic, bossy, and badgering.
Yep.
That's what it is.
Wow. I love how they just assume, like they tell you what to do and then they assume your response and preempt it.
Yeah, and poorly. Do you love fiery Latino women?
I do.
Strong black women?
I sure the fuck do.
Mysterious Asian
Ooh,
women?
I like them mysterious.
Stop! Pick up a book on decolonial feminism. Read.
Nope, I think I'm just going to keep ogling the fiery Latinas and the strong black ladies and those oh so mysterious Asian ladies. Thank you, though.
Stop calling women feisty.
No.
We don't need a special lady word for has an opinion.
That's not what feisty means.
I've never fucking... What?
But whatever.
Yeah, that's not even the definition of feisty, dude.
Nor is feisty something that's specifically for women either. I've called dudes feisty.
Recognize women's credibility when you introduce them. Donna is lovely is much less useful than Donna knows shitloads about architecture. Well, what if she doesn't know shitloads about architecture? What if the most you can say about her is she's lovely?
I mean, isn't that dependent on context? Doesn't Donna is lovely more important if you're considering Donna for the Miss America pageant or some shit?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it seems like context is kind of critical here, but I'm just a man. What do I know?
You don't know shit. Think about how you describe the young women in your family. Celebrate them for being funny and smart, not for being pretty and compliant.
I mean, I celebrate them for being all of those things.
Celebrate them for being whatever they actually are.
Yeah. I mean, if they're pretty and compliant, celebrate that. And if they're funny and smart, celebrate that. And if there's some combination of all those things, celebrate that.
Yeah.
Celebrate them for the individuals that they are, not for what you're trying to paint all women to be here.
Examine the way you talk about women you're attracted to. Fat women, old women, queer, trans, and powerful women are not your guilty crush.
What about me? I like them all except for, I guess, trans. I mean, I'm not allowed to say that though, right?
You like it, Paul.
I don't like trans women, but the rest of that I got no problem with. I've seen some banging ass old women, some banging ass fat women, some banging ass queer women. Powerful women too.
Women, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Learn to praise a woman without demonizing other women. You're not like other girls is not a compliment. I want to be like other girls. Other girls are awesome.
Wow, speak for your motherfucking self. So you have no fucking drive to be an individual. So all girls don't.
Yeah, you guys just want to be the Borg collective. And by the way, would you be in the slightest bit offended if Ashley said to you, you're not like other guys, Paul?
No.
Yeah, I don't want to be like other guys. Not because all guys are shit, but because I want to be an individual.
Yeah, I don't want to be a guy. I want to be Paul.
Yeah, exactly. Why don't you want that? Why do you want to be a monolith? You know? Why do you want women to be the Borg fucking collective?
Wow, we're only 20 into this fucking...
I know.
Oh, my God.
Overpowering, isn't it?
What a screed.
1/5 of the way through, Paul.
Oh, my God.
1/5
What a screed.
of the way through.
I can't believe this. All right.
Number 20. Share writing by women. Don't paraphrase their work in your own Facebook post to show us how smart or woke you are. I guarantee the woman said it better in the first place.
How about this? I'll share writing by women when I read writing by women that I like. I'll give you an example.
Seems kind of sexist to me.
I like Senatus Populus K. Romanus by Mary Beard, who's a very, a well-known history professor and writer. I think it's a great book. She's a female writer. I like her female voice and looking at ancient Rome and the characters of it.
There. I was trying to monitor the stream and I didn't notice that.
Oh, well, whatever. They got a little look into the background.
A little background information. What are you gonna do?
But yeah, no, telling us to share writing by women. I'll share good writing by whoever wrote it. How's that?
Yeah, that seems reasonable-ish. I guess that works. Examine the way you talk about... We already did that one. Let's see. Where are we at? We're at 20. We just finished 20. Number 21. Buy sanitary pads and tampons and donate them to a homeless shelter. Just do it. I mean, I don't object to that idea, but I'm not going to do it.
I mean, there are any number of ways that you can donate money that have a direct impact in your community. This is one of them. If you choose to donate your money that way, then good on you. And if you don't, then good on you.
Yeah, sure. Homeless women need tampons and shit. I don't object to that.
They also need food.
Yeah, sure. I think it's a valid suggestion. I don't think it's something that every man needs to go out there and do immediately.
No.
But I guess I don't really object to it necessarily. How much of what you are watching, reading, listening to was made by women? Gender balance your bookcase.
No. My bookcase has good books on it. Some of those books are written by women, and some of those books are written by men.
Nasty, stinky, disgusting men.
I'd say probably most of the books are written by men.
Yeah.
And when women write better books than men, I'll start filling up my bookcase with literature by women.
You know, I wonder how gender balanced their fucking bookcase is. Because I got a feeling it's a bunch of fucking, women's lit and shit. And that's fine. If that's what you like, read that. But you know what? I happen to like a lot of male perspectives and shit.
Yeah.
Because I happen to be male. And also, a lot of the great writers throughout history have been male. Sorry.
Yep.
Whoops. But yeah, I have nothing against reading a book written by a woman. I don't think anyone... I mean, very few men do, other than the men who are just illiterate fucks who don't read anything anyway. All right, so feeling proud of your balanced bookcase? No. Are there women of color there? Wow. So, trans, queer, and disabled women, poor women? How many fucking books are written by poor women?
So not only do I have to throw out the books I like in favor of a bunch of books by women that I probably won't like, but I've got to make sure that...
Rose petals in the moonlight.
Yeah, but then it's like I've got to make sure that there are trans, queer, disabled writers in there too. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, quit. Can't I just enjoy a book for its own content, for its own sake?
Like, that's the thing.
Why is that taboo?
If this woman's favorite shit in the world is trans, queer, intersectional, feminist screeds, I'm not making a list telling her what to fill her fucking bookcase with. Go ahead. Just why does she feel like she can tell me what I can put on mine?
Don't buy media that demeans women's experiences, valorizes violence against women, or excludes them entirely from a cast. It's not enough to oppose those things. You have to actively make them unmarketable. What media in today's day and age valorizes violence against women?
Let me ask an even more important question. Even if it does, what's the problem with buying it?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll buy whatever the fuck I want. Like one of the greatest movies of all time, is Lawrence of Arabia. It's a brilliant fucking film. There are no female cast members in the entire fucking movie. Except for some background shit.
Uh-oh.
And you know what? It's great. And you know what? If I saw a movie that was really fucking good, that was all women, I wouldn't for a second think, where's my male representation?
Where were the dudes in Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, man? They were all just boyfriends and background characters.
Why is Steel Magnolias so woman-centric, Whatever. God, you're just such assholes. Like, the level to which you think you just have the right to control other people, you're so fucking bossy and irrational.
And it's like the way this is written, like the person that wrote it just expects like sniveling, groveling compliance from the men who read it. And it's like, yes, since master. When?
Yes, mistress, yes. Please. Pay attention to stories with nuanced female characters. It will be interesting, I promise.
It depends on the story, don't it?
Yeah, it sure do. If you read stories to a child, swap the genders.
Fuck you. No. I read the book to the kid the way it was written.
Swap the genders, dude.
Fuck you. Swap the genders. Make the beast female and beauty a dude. Like, oh no. Fuck you.
She beast.
Like, Beauty's just like a really hot dude that this chick, Gaston, chases around,
Gastonetta.
He gets abducted, when his mother goes out looking for something, he gets abducted by a she-beast. Fuck you, no. And then a female candlestick comes out. No. I'm just going to tell the story like it is because I'm not going to be able to do that.
It's going to be too confusing.
And it's going to ruin the goddamn story.
Watch women's sports and just call it sports. Well, I don't watch sports in general, so whatever. Withdraw your support from sports clubs, institutions, and companies that protect and employ rapists and abusers. So pretty much everywhere in the world. I mean, what institution doesn't do that? I mean, like, we've already seen time and time again that when powerful institutions find some sexual predators in their midst, their first instinctual reaction is, how can we hide this?
Yep.
That's what they all do. That's apparently part of human fucking nature. And yeah, I agree that when it happens, it should be called out. But I'm not going to stop fucking watching movies because Hollywood has some problems with it. I'm not going to stop reading the fucking comic books or something because some writer somewhere at Marvel fucking, grabbed a bitch's butt one time or something. I did stop being a Catholic because they were raping kids, but,
Right.
I actually never was a Catholic, so that was easy. Stop raving about Woody Allen. I don't care if he shits gold. Find a non-accused abuser to fanboy over. The accusations against Woody Allen were not even fucking proven. In fact, the police investigation discovered that there was major flaws with the account. Like, the attic that he supposedly molested his daughter in didn't even have a fucking solid floor. It was unfinished. It was an unfinished attic. Yet we're supposed to believe like he was molesting her on top of fucking like
insulation.
Insulation and shit. I mean, maybe he did. Maybe she was confused about the location.
I'm
not saying he's fucking innocent.
It doesn't matter whether he did or not. You can't tell me that I'm not allowed to separate the man from his art and appreciate the films of Woody Allen, even if he did molest his daughter. Like, it's the same thing with, like, Louis C.K. Am I supposed to go back and watch Louis C.K.'s really funny stand-up and not laugh at it?
Let's go even further and talk about Bill Cosby.
Yeah. He's one of, like, he delivered what I consider to be the best set of stand-up ever done. Bill Cosby's himself is my favorite piece of stand-up.
Is it bad now?
No.
Oops.
Still just as good as it always was.
Doesn't mean we have to like him. Doesn't mean we have to approve of what he did on any level, but we're not just going to ignore the fact, hey, he was actually a very talented fucking comedian.
This isn't just about Woody Allen. Think about all of the art that we would have to throw in the rubbish bin of history if we took into account the shitty people that made it.
Yeah, lots of people who have been great artists have been shit people.
Assholes, abusive, megalomaniacal, narcissistic, irregardless of, it goes on and on.
Being a great artist and being a great person are not the same fucking thing.
In fact, they often don't go hand in hand.
It's General Leia, not Princess.
Kiss my ass.
There's no negative fucking connotation to her being a princess, okay? There's no fucking negative connotation there whatsoever. The Doctor has a companion, not an assistant. All right? It's Dr. Bartlett, not Mrs. Madam First Lady. Get out of here. I don't even know what the fuck that last one's in reference to.
Yeah.
Her name is Princess Leia, dude. She's been called Princess Leia. Yeah, she's a general too, but I think fucking princess kind of trumps general. Cast women in parts written for men. We know how to rule kingdoms, go to war, be, not be, and wait for Godot. If you know how to be these super badasses, then stop acting like fucking snowflakes and expecting men to change everything about themselves to cater to your whims.
Like, there are parts for women that mirror all of those things.
They just referenced one in Princess Leia a minute ago.
They were written for women. Why can't there be movies about men that rule kingdoms and movies about women that rule kingdoms?
They just can't, Paul. There can't. Number 32, pay for porn. No.
Why?
Because they want the actresses to be compensated, which they already are. Anyway.
Yeah, they like, most of these actresses aren't getting a cut of the video sales. They're paid a flat rate.
Recognize that sex work is work. Be an advocate for and ally to sex workers without speaking for them.
I don't even know what to do with this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's like whatever. I mean, yeah, okay.
I never denied that sex work is work.
Yeah, me neither.
I wouldn't want to work with a procession of fucking ugly dudes grunting on top of me all goddamn day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm an advocate in the sense that I think prostitution should be legal.
And regulated so that it's safer.
Well regulated so it's safe. So, yeah, I mean, in that sense I am. I don't know if that's enough for you. Probably not. But, that's how I feel already. So, whatever. Share political hot takes from women as well as men. They might not be as widely accessible, so look for them. Yeah, because, one thing our society doesn't have is women talking heads.
Yeah, there's none of those.
You can share hot takes from. Maybe I'll share some Ann Coulter hot takes. How about that? Does that count? No, I guess not.
Oh, no. Don't share those hot takes.
Understand that it was never about ethics in journalism. I talk about Gamergate here. If you're going to talk about Gamergate, can you just reference it outright?
Yeah, you might want to
expecting me to decode this.
Yeah, explicitly say what you're talking about if you're going to write a list of rules.
Oh, you shouldn't tell women what to do, though.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah, actually, a lot of it was. There was a revelation that a lot of these gaming journalism platforms were being super cozy with feminists and women and shit, and also even trading in sexual favors for good reviews on their shitty fucking
positive
games.
Pieces about their shitty fucking homebrew games. Yeah,
so
it is about ethics in journalism.
There was an issue there,
and there's a broader issue about gaming journalism too that doesn't even involve women, about pay for positive reviews and shit.
Yeah,
that was brought up as part of Gamergate. So yeah, it is about ethics in journalism. Sorry.
Speak less in meetings today to make space for your women colleagues to share their thoughts. Well, thankfully I don't have any women colleagues. If you're leading the meeting, make sure women are being heard as much as men. Well, if you're leading the meeting, you should just step aside and let a woman lead the meeting because she's better.
I've sat in on meetings for jobs. Every meeting that I've ever sat in on at a job had both women and men present, and I talked exactly as much as I fucking wanted to in that meeting and expected that the women would do the same. Yeah,
it's not incumbent on men to shut up so women can talk.
Nope.
Men don't shut up for one another. We talk, and if some other dude's talking over us and we really want to talk, we just start talking over them, and then it becomes a battle for who gets to talk.
In the context of a meeting, I don't want anybody to shut up for anybody. That's the point of a meeting, is to have perspectives heard. So if a woman's got a perspective, she can talk as much as she wants.
Yeah, I don't think, think of how delicate you're presenting yourselves when you say that we literally have to stop the meeting and be like, all right, all men shut up. It's time to hear the woman perspective. Not even halfway through.
That's fucking insane.
Not even halfway through this easy list. Imagine how crazy you would go if you actually took this seriously, Paul.
Oh, I'd go out of my fucking
Imagine
mind.
how fucking batshit crazy you would be trying to follow these insane rules.
You'd be shuffling back and forth from your left foot to your right foot so much you'd just die.
Oh my God, dude, this is hideous. Hideous. We're at 37, right?
Yep.
If a woman makes a good point, say, that was a good point. Don't repeat her point and take credit for it.
I mean, that's
fair enough.
That applies to men and women.
That applies
though.
to everybody.
Yeah.
Don't steal someone else's point.
Right.
Fine. Fair enough.
I can get with that.
Promote women. Their leadership styles may be different than yours. That's probably a good thing.
I will.
How do you know what my leadership style is, first of all? And second of all, I'm not just going to promote someone because they got a cunt.
No. If I'm running a business, I will promote a woman if she's the best person for the job. And I'll promote a man if he's the best person for the job, because I want my business to be successful.
Fuck this, dude.
This is mind-numbing.
Oh, this is way worse than the people of color list. Like, way worse. Recruit women on the same salary as men, even if they don't ask for it. Fine.
Sure.
Open doors for women with caring responsibilities by offering flexible employment contracts. I'm not in a position where I even need to worry about this.
But, whatever. I can get behind that.
Yeah,
Women need to take time off of work for child rearing and shit.
I think it's kind of shitty that our country doesn't just mandate that, honestly.
Me too.
If you meet a man and a woman at work, do not assume the man is superior for literally no reason. I don't. Fuck you. If you're wrongly assumed to be more experienced than a woman colleague, correct that person and pass. Okay, here's my problem. If for some reason the boss gets it in his head that I'm the best person for the big promotion, I ain't correcting shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And neither would the woman.
Self-interest comes first, bitch.
Yeah, if the shoe was on the other foot, you think the woman's going to go, actually, Bob is way more qualified. She's going to go, thanks for the raise in the corner office, asshole.
I would expect anyone to look out for themselves.
That's how it works.
That's just simple human nature. I mean, I don't think people should be totally revolving around self-interest, but let's just be honest about human nature for a fucking second. No one's doing that. Make a round of tea for the office.
No.
You don't even want me to make the tea, okay? You really don't.
You wouldn't want to drink the tea I made.
Wash it up?
What does that mean? Like your dick and balls?
I don't know. Once again, it's not very clear what that means. All right, I guess I'll try. Thanks.
I'll scrub my balls extra good.
If that's what you're talking about. Get out of here. I don't want your fucking daily horoscope bullshit. If you find you're only interviewing men for a role, rewrite the job listing so that it's more welcoming to women.
No, I'll keep the job listing as what it needs to be to get the job done. Thanks.
And by the way, you get a pink unicorn stamp.
Yeah, so let's say that the job is lifting 100-pound sacks of potatoes over your head all day. How do I rewrite that job so that it's better for your average woman? I'll wait.
Make sure you have women on your interview panel. I mean, I hate that, we're getting to this point where it's just this is just, you can just stock reply about how I'll have whoever's most qualified on the fucking panel.
Yep.
Tell female colleagues what your salary is. What?
You know what? Go back to 46 for a second.
Right.
Why is it a benefit to women to put unqualified women on the panel just because they got a gash? Why does that advance the cause of women to inject unqualified women into positions that would be better filled by a more qualified man sometimes? Why does that make things better in society? It doesn't make things better for the businesses, and it doesn't advance the cause of women.
Tell female colleagues what your salary is.
No.
Your salary is your own damn business. Make sure there's child care at your events. I don't have events, and if I did, children wouldn't be allowed. So, no. Don't schedule breakfast meetings during the school run.
See, this is that type of shit that this pisses me off about our society, too, because this goes beyond women. This is that I had a fucking child, ergo you have to tailor-make society around the fact that I decided to procreate. Fuck you. You're the one that decided to take the rubber off, not me. Why do I gotta fucking walk tiptoe around your screaming little fucking bag of need? Fuck you. Suck it up and raise your kid. Oh, you can't go to the fucking office party because there's not childcare there? Should have kept your fucking legs closed then.
I agree. If you manage a team, make sure that your employees know that you recognize period pain and cystitis as legitimate reasons for a sick day.
I don't have a problem with women that have like over-the-top menstrual cramps and shit taking sick days for it. And I don't know really anybody who does.
If you have a strict boss or mom or teacher who is a woman, she is not a bitch. Grow up. Yeah, sometimes she is.
Yeah. You're not going to take that word.
The word bitch exists for a reason, bitch. Expect a woman to do the stuff that's in her job description, not other miscellaneous shit you don't know how to do yourself.
I mean, like, men aren't asked to do things outside of their job descriptions and shit. Suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah, sometimes it's not clear whose job something is, and someone gets saddled with it. And sometimes it's a man, and sometimes it's a woman. And, you know, I agree that if it's something like extraordinarily outside the purview of your job, then that's a reason to complain. But I don't think this is a woman's issue. Refuse to speak on an all-male panel. No. No. No.
I'll speak on whatever panel I want.
Oh, my God. Fuck. At least we're halfway through.
Like, where like, when did it be, like, if we were doing this to women, there'd be outrage. Like, when did it be okay to talk to an entire fucking class of human beings like this? Here's what you can do. Fuck you.
Oh. In a Q&A session, only put your hand up if you have a question. Others didn't attend to listen to you. Once again, what does that have to fucking do with women?
Nothing.
Like, yeah, okay, sometimes you watching a Q&A and some motherfucker stands up and tries to read a fucking speech. That happens. I've seen it happen. But there's nothing about that that has to do with women on any level.
Other than the fact that sometimes the motherfucker standing up to give a speech and not ask a question is a woman.
Yeah.
In which case, I guess that's okay, right?
Yeah, it's fine then. It's okay for her to soliloquize. If you have friends or family members who use slurs or discriminate against trans or non-binary people, sit them down and explain why they must stop. This goes for cis women, too.
It ain't my job to police the beliefs and fucking social mores of my friends and family.
Yeah, and also, if I was just, like, I don't fucking... You know, choose your goddamn battles is what I'm saying. Like, you don't fucking... Every time you're disagreed with or someone has an opinion you don't like, you can't fucking just every single time call them out.
Like, I've got racist family members and shit. You know what would happen if I sat them down and was like, here's why racism is bad? They'd listen to me because they love me. And then they'd go home and keep right on hating niggers.
Yeah. If you have friends or family members who use slurs or discriminate against women of other races, sit them down. Okay, same stock reply.
Yep.
Same reply. If you see women with their hands up, put yours down. This can be taken as a metaphor for a lot of things. Think about it. What? No.
No.
No, I'm not going to think about it because it's dumb.
Like, how many of the answers that we give to these are just no?
No.
Because they're just insisting you do something ridiculous.
You have to live like a second-class citizen because women. Like, shut up. Raising a feminist daughter. I'm not. Okay, first of all, I'm not raising a fucking daughter. Second of all, if I do, I'm not raising her to be a feminist. Means she's going to disagree with you and probably be right.
I mean, wouldn't it be better to go...
No, she's not. If this is the kind of rhetoric she drops at me, I'm going to fucking slap her in the face because this is dumb.
I mean, wouldn't the best thing to say here is that you raise your daughter how you want to and hope that she grows up to make her own decisions. And if she turns out to be a feminist, it's on fucking her.
Yeah.
She's a woman that can make her own goddamn choices about life.
I'd fucking shoot myself. If I had a daughter and she was writing shit like this, I'd just fucking be like, well, I have failed.
Change her
And
name.
I would commit seppuku, or I'd change my last name and move to a different state and not leave a forwarding number or address. Teach your sons to listen to girls. Give them space, believe them, and elevate them. Elevate your fucking selves.
Yeah, like, why is it our job to lift you up on our shoulders? I'll teach my sons, if I have any, which I won't, to listen to girls that make sense.
Listen to people that make sense. Don't give a shit what's between their legs. Dads, buy your daughters tampons. Make her hot water bottles. Wash her bras. Show her that her body isn't something to be ashamed of.
Dads all over the world do all of those fucking things every goddamn day. How many dads end up late at night at the fucking store getting tampons because their daughter's got her period and shit?
But dads, do not try to iron her bras. This is a mistake you will make only once.
Oh,
That's
little
like
levity
joke
in the
one.
list.
So, okay, yeah. Ha 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 ha. Examine how domestic labor is divided in your home. Who does the cleaning, the child care, the organizing, the meal budgeting? Sons, this goes for you too. All right, so here's how it works in my house. The women do most of the cleaning. There's no child care unless you count caring for me. The organizing, I don't think anyone's doing that. The meal budgeting, all I do is just hand her money and say, go to the store.
Right.
And you know what? That's the key thing, is the money is mostly mine. I make the money. That's what I do. Maybe that's too traditional and sexist. I don't know. But we can't live on her fucking Starbucks salary, so that's just reality. Learn how to do domestic tasks to a high standard. I only do it wrong is a bullshit excuse.
Not when it's true.
Yeah, first of all, I actually am that inept at that kind of shit. Second of all, I'm also a lazy fuck when it comes to things like that. There's lots of things I can do and do well, but
Housework ain't one of them.
Doing the dishes and stuff, that ain't my wheelhouse, you know what I mean? Never again comment on how long it takes a woman to get ready. We are trying to meet the ridiculous standards of a system you benefit from.
We are not asking you.
We don't give a shit. Here's this little secret for you, bitch. I don't give a fuck. You know, if you decide you want to look pretty because society expects it of you, go ahead and do that. But I don't expect shit.
Yeah. Like, if I want to go out and spend some time with Ashley, I'm going out with her whether she gets all dolled up and puts makeup on and shit, or whether she throws on a pair of sweatpants and a t-shirt and a pair of flip-flops. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No man on earth maybe I'm not going to say no man on earth, but me personally and Paul personally, we don't give a shit.
I mean, look, dude, it's nice when your girlfriend dresses up and gets pretty sometimes.
But it's not expected.
I appreciate it, but I'm never sending her upstairs to change into something nicer. She decides what she wears.
Something nice.
Yeah. The funny thing is about my girlfriend and TJ's, they wear what they want. They dress how they want to dress.
Challenge the patriarchs in your religious group when they enable the oppression of women. I don't have a religious group, so it doesn't count for me.
Yep. Exempt.
Challenge the patriarchs in your secular movement when they enable the oppression of women.
I do. Like, look, dude, if there's somebody like in the skeptic community or something that goes overboard and shit and says some shit I find to be sexist or wrong-headed, I call them out on it.
Trust women's religious choices. Don't pretend to liberate them just so you can criticize their beliefs. I have a feeling they're talking about Islam here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, without saying it.
Without explicitly saying Islam. I'm like, look, I'll be critical of everyone's fucking religious choices. I think religion is stupid, and I'm vocal about it.
Yeah, I don't trust anybody's religious choices. I don't trust religion, period. So, no.
Examine who books your trips, arranges outings, organizes Christmas, buys birthday cards. Is it a woman? Is it?
Depends on the situation.
Yeah, first of all, it does. But, honestly, mostly it is. A lot of times it is. And you know what? That's how they like it.
Yeah.
They don't want me to plan that shit because I suck at it. And even if I didn't, so what? So what? A woman does something. A woman is you're basically saying that a woman shouldn't have to do those things. Yeah, she should. And if your relationship is such that a man does it or whatever, that's fine too. Who gives a shit? Division of labor. Division of certain tasks. You do this kind of stuff, I do that kind of stuff. If it works, who cares? Who gives a shit? There's so many more.
I know. Well, at least we're over the hump.
Yeah. And if it is actually you, a man, don't even dare get in touch with me looking for your medal. I don't know. Unlike you, I don't need a medal for doing basic shit.
So in 68, we get criticized for letting women do those things. And then in 69, if we're a dude that does those things, we get any kind of fucking brownie points taken away.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you for making another double standard in your list.
Take stock of the emotional labor you expect from women. Do you turn to the woman around you for emotional support and give nothing in return? No, I give plenty of emotional fucking support, believe me. Remember that loving your mom / sister / girlfriend is not the same as giving up your own privilege to progress equality for women, and that gender inequality extends beyond the women in your direct social group.
You know what, dude? Go back up to 70 for a fucking second.
All right.
This one rings true for me, but I think it has something to do with just something that's inherent to being male. I have a hard... It's not that I give nothing in return. I'm just not a super emotionally available person. And I can't change that about myself. I think a lot of men find themselves in that position. And it's something that I think just kind of comes with the territory. Is it right to criticize men for being stoic? Is that a bad thing all the time?
I think that probably it's a good thing or a bad thing depending on the circumstance and the needs of the situation. But, people can't just overhaul their personalities, whether you tie it to gender or you just tie it to individual character traits. People can't just summon forth this great emotional support being from themselves out of nowhere.
Right.
Anyway, on to 71. Remember that you're loving your mom and your sister and your girlfriend is not the same as giving up your privilege to progress women. Women are what right do men have in Western society that women don't have? Where is this fucking massive disparity that I'm supposed to be, working tirelessly to correct all the time? If you want to fucking change the fucking overall plight of women in this country, guess what? You got the fucking vote, and you can choose to enter STEM fields and all this stuff. You can play everything on this list. If women are so powerful, why do you expect men to be responsible for your social progress? Why is it incumbent upon me to make sure that your gender advances?
What are the barriers anymore these days? We were a hair's breadth from fucking having a woman president. They just happened to choose a woman that was unelectable, which, bad choice there.
You're a problem.
What are the barriers anymore? What are the walls that we're throwing up as men that are keeping you from being the CEO of a company?
Yeah, because everything I'm hearing so far is don't basically don't fucking desist from enabling us in every way.
Right.
Just pave us a golden path towards everything we want. That's not how life is for us. We don't have this fucking yellow brick road of privilege that we can just tra-la-la down.
I mean, do you think
the fucking wizard who hands us candies?
Do you think the men that built these big, started with nothing and built these big Fortune 500 companies, the ones that started it, do you think that they built those companies on a road paved with everybody else's fucking constant deference? No. They struggled for it, and they fought for it, and they stepped over the corpses of their fucking enemies for it. And if you want it, you got to do the same shit. Like, why do we got to grease the fucking path for you? If you want a big position, there's nothing anymore. Like, look around. There is nothing standing in your way if you're a woman and you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a professor, president, diplomat, cook, chef, stay-at-home mom, whatever you fucking want is there for the plucking now.
Don't assume that all women are attracted to men. I don't. Don't assume that a woman in public wants to talk to you just because she's in public. Once again, I don't. Do you, Paul?
No.
Okay, well, we can just skip over those then. If a woman tells you she was raped, assaulted, or abused, don't ask her for proof. Ask how you could support her. What if she's lying?
Uh-oh. Women don't lie about rape.
I'm sorry. What if she's lying? Because we know for a fact that sometimes they do lie about being raped.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Citation needed, TJ.
Okay. Well, you know what? If a woman tells me directly, like if I'm confided to I was raped, I'm not going to be like, let me see some evidence.
Yeah. Let me check out your pussy and see if there's some signs of rape. Because I don't believe you.
I'm not going to do that. But if it comes to like a legal repercussion level, then her word is not enough in my mind to convict somebody.
No. Evidence.
I got to have evidence. I'd have to have evidence, just as I'd have to have evidence of any fucking crime. You know, if someone comes to me and says, I witnessed this murder, and there's no other evidence of the murder other than their eyewitness testimony, I'm not going to convict that person if I'm on that jury.
No.
Because I don't just take people's words for shit. Nor should you. Nor should anybody. If you see a friend or colleague being inappropriate to a woman, call him out. You will survive the awkwardness, I promise.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I guess if I walk into a fucking room and Paul's in there molesting a woman who clearly doesn't want to be...
Yeah, I'm like pinching her ass and she's like,
damn, slutty bitch. I'd be like, Paul, cool it, man. This is wrong. You're fucked up. You're drunk. Don't do it. You know? And maybe like, fuck you, TJ. Like, Paul, you need to go sleep this off. You know, yeah, I'm going to fucking say something. Sure. Repeat after me. Always hold men accountable for their actions.
All right. Now repeat after me. Always hold everyone accountable for their own actions.
No shit. No shit, Paul. Oh my God.
This is really painful.
We're 3/4 of the way through. 3/4. There's still another fourth of this shit. Do not walk too close to a woman late at night. That shit can be scary.
It could be scary for me, too.
Yeah. If there's some dude walking behind me, yeah, I'm also scared.
Dude, if there's some chick walking behind me, I'm scared. Shut up,
you need to download something, Paul. If you see a woman being followed or otherwise bothered by a stranger, stick around to make sure she's safe.
I'll call the cops.
I'm not Batman. I'm not fucking responsible for that.
If I think a woman's in danger, I'm going to call the cops. I'm not a fucking vigilante.
Sorry. This should go without saying. Do not yell unsolicited compliments at women on the street or anywhere. Fair enough.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. In public, I'm going to yell whatever the fuck I want.
Sure.
Now, I'm not a dude that goes around catcalling women.
Well, I mean, that's what they're saying. Like, don't go around yelling like, hey, baby, fine. I mean, like, once again... I wouldn't do it. I would look down on someone who did do it. I don't think there should be any sort of rule against it in society. I don't think it should be law. I think if you want to say, hey, baby, you looking good, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. It's an asshole move, but do it if you want. She has the same right to yell back at you that you're an asshole. I mean, I've had people yell random shit at me.
Yeah.
Not usually compliments either. You know, I'll just be walking down the street and someone will drive by in the car, faggot! You know, it's like,
hey, Andre the Giant!
Yeah, I mean, fuck you, whatever. You know, people are assholes. You're not going to change fucking the asshole nature of humanity, okay? If you are a queer man, recognize that your sexuality doesn't exclude you from potential misogyny. Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, this one don't apply to me, but, you know, whatever.
Another queer man one. If you are a queer man, recognize that your queer women or non-binary friends may not feel comfortable in a male-dominated space, even if it's dominated by queer men. Well, that's their fucking problem, and that's their initiative to say something. Be happy to have women friends without needing them to want to sleep with you. The friend zone is not a thing. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, it really is.
The friend zone is totally a thing. It's called unrequited love or unrequited attraction. It's when you want to fuck a girl, but she doesn't want to fuck you, and you end up just being friends. That's the friend zone. Now, you could say that you shouldn't have to want sex with them, but if she's fine and you feel attracted to her, what are you supposed to fucking do? Chop your nuts off?
How do you turn that shit off?
Show me where the off switch is for those feelings, and I'll fucking be happy to flip it. Remember that you can lack consent in situations not involving sex, such as when pursuing uninterested women or forcing a hug on a colleague. You know, I kind of have this attitude about, like, if this idea that if you ask a woman out once and she says no, then that means no forevermore and you should never ask her even once again. That's stupid, because sometimes you really can convince her. Sometimes you can wear her down.
I mean, yeah, it depends on the situation and the reaction.
I mean, sure. I mean, if she's just like, I would never in a million years date, I mean, then yeah, take a hint. But if she's just like, oh, I'm very flattered, but I mean, if it's a soft no, then yeah, maybe try again later.
There's nothing wrong with that. That is not tantamount to rape.
It's not even close. Champion sex-positive women, but don't expect them to have sex with you. I don't expect anyone to have sex with me, okay? You know, I mean, even if my girlfriend doesn't want to have sex with me, I mean, eventually that's going to be a problem. But
right, but on the day-to-day, it's her choice.
If there's an individual instance of like, no, I'm not feeling it today, that's fine. And I don't expect sex. And outside of my girlfriend, I don't expect sex from anybody. Trust a woman to know her own body. If she says she won't enjoy part of your sexual repertoire, do not try to convince her otherwise. That's like saying about like a kid that won't eat a vegetable, like trust that they don't like the vegetable.
And this is also saying don't explore sex with your partner, basically. Because you know what? A lot of times people get together, they have different kinks, and they introduce each other to their kinks, and people take part in things that maybe they don't like at first, but they come to like. Like that's part. Like you can't referee my sex life. Okay, if I'm into anal and my girlfriend isn't, and I keep asking her for it, she can leave me if she gets tired of it, or she can try it, and maybe she'll like it.
Yeah.
She's got a choice.
And the thing is, you know, like that happened in my relationship, you know, where it was like my girlfriend didn't have a whole lot of anal experience. And at first she was like, I'm not sure about this. And then, you know, over time she's like, wow, actually, I really like this. So, I mean, you know, like this idea that, you know, you can't try new things, or that you just need to like this idea that you can just never try to convince someone of something is weird. Like, I understand, you know, no means no and shit. That's fine. But to say, like, you can't continue to try to persuade someone into something, I mean, like, don't you think there's things that you know, my girlfriend tries to persuade me of? Don't you think that there's things
Yeah, but those are fine.
Yeah.
If a girl brings one of her kinks into the relationship and you don't like it at first, she can continue to try and insert it. That's fine. I'm not even necessarily
talking about kinks. I mean, yeah, that's part of it.
Well, that's what this is about.
Sure, but I mean, like, just across the board, sometimes people's initial reactions are not the final fucking say in things.
Yeah,
to
people
just
change.
Assume that people are so prepossessed with certainty that their first reaction is always going to be the only thing they ever think on the subject, and there's no point ever trying to bring it up again, is just stupid, silly, and doesn't take human nature into account at all. Be sensitive to nonverbal cues from women. Wow, this is kind of ableist against the autistic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because they're not able to read those social cues as well. Especially around sex. We're not just being awkward for no reason. You read cat person, didn't you? I don't even know what the fuck that is. No, I haven't. I feel like I do read nonverbal cues pretty well.
I mean, we all do our best, right? But they're called nonverbal cues for a reason. Sometimes they're picked up on, and sometimes they aren't. They're not explicit.
And sometimes they can be picked up on but misinterpreted, too.
Yep.
It is not cute to try to persuade women to have sex with you, ever, at all. Go home.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. Once again...
You're going to tell me like courtship, human courtship is now a bad thing. Okay.
Unless she wants to fuck you right off the bat.
Like, when does that ever happen? I mean, I guess it does happen,
Sure,
but it's just
happens.
like most people's relationships don't start that way, though. They start with, like, you know, you're into somebody and you ask them out, and they have no intention of fucking you right away. You get to know each other, and then eventually they fuck you. Or not.
Same goes for pressuring women to have sex without a condom. Go home and masturbate. I kind of agree just on a don't reproduce level.
Well, see, this is the thing.
If a dude wants to not wear a condom, that's up to her to decide whether or not she wants to accept his unsheathed dick.
This woman needs to know that most men out there want that condom on just as bad as the woman does. You know what I mean? There are some dudes that don't want that, but like in certain contexts, if I don't know you, trust me, I don't want to be catching nothing from your pussy, and I don't want to put a kid in you either. So, like, the condom is fine for me as well.
Accidentally impregnated a woman who doesn't want a kid. Abortions cost money. Pay for half of it.
Duh.
Fair. I agree. For once. I might pay for all of it. Fuck.
I mean, yeah.
To make sure it happens.
In fact, that probably is what ends up happening in a lot of these cases.
Accidentally came inside a woman without protection. Plan B is expensive. Pay for half of it. Once again, you know, whatever.
No, she says pay for all of it in this
for all of it,
instance.
sorry.
So if you accidentally bust inside of a girl or the condom breaks, it's on you.
I mean, I still think she has culpability there, but whatever.
I've actually had that happen before.
I probably will pay for all of it.
And I went and got...
I want the kid even less than she fucking does, believe me.
And this happened to me. Went and got Plan B, paid for half of it. Wasn't an issue.
Get STD tested regularly without having to be asked. I don't have sex with random partners. You know, I have a girlfriend, so I don't need to get STD tested all the time. Examine your opinion on abortion, then put it in a box, because honestly, it's completely irrelevant.
Well, then do the same with yours, bitch.
As long as men are half the fucking voting block of this country, no, it's not.
Yeah.
And for you to act like, after making this big list of things men need to do, to act like somehow we're not able to comment on women's issues after this screed, fuck you, you hypocrite bitch. If your attitude is going to be that men have no right to tell women what to do with their bodies and their minds and their values, then you also don't have the right to tell us what to do with our bodies, minds, and values, so shut your fucking mouth. Understand that disabled women are whole sexual human beings. Listen to and respect them.
Who denies it?
I've never been like, that disabled woman probably is bereft of sexuality.
Yep. What a half a woman.
Understand that not all women have periods and vaginas. You're kind of going over the same territory at this point.
Yeah. I mean, for a list that was apparently pared down from 400 things, you're repeating yourself quite often here.
Yeah. Understand women's pain. Periods hurt. Endometriosis is real. Polycystic ovaries, vaginal pain, cystitis, these are real. Hysteria isn't. Hysteria is real.
Yep.
Those other things, I'm sure, are also real. And yeah, I do try to be sympathetic. But yeah, men have pains that are associated only with men, too. So, whatever. If a woman accidentally bleeds on you, try your absolute best just to keep your shit together. Okay.
Like, who doesn't, like, who hasn't surfed the red wave accidentally? Right. And, like, what do they think men are doing? Screaming? Oh, God, no!
I mean, maybe some are.
You know what I do? I awkwardly shuffle my way to the shower and hose off the blood. You know what I mean? Like
it happens. Whatever. It's a, you know, I mean, I'm not going to freak out over it. If I pull back 2 fingers and they're covered in fucking red shit, I'm be like, oh.
It's like, uh-oh.
I guess I need to go wash my hands. That's it. There's no like, goddamn bitch, what the fuck? You know, whatever. Lobby your elected officials to implement high-quality sex education in schools.
I'll lobby whoever I want, however I want. At this point, you like your advice is completely falling on deaf ears, bitch.
Uplift young black and indigenous girls at every opportunity. No excuse.
No.
You know, that's...
I'll uplift young black and indigenous girls that deserve uplifting, and I'll treat them as individuals. No.
Do not ever assume you know what it's like. Wait a minute. Didn't you say like a few things ago to understand all these things about women, understand this, understand that, but now just don't assume you ever know what it's like?
In this whole list about us going out of our way to assume we know what it's like by giving deference to you in every little fucking aspect of our lives.
More hypocrisy. Okay, Paul, it's the last one, dude.
Oh, thank goodness.
Last one. Thank you, fucking Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh. All right. Mainly, just listen to women. Listen to us and believe us. It's the only place to start if you want all women to have a happy International Women's Day. No, fuck you.
Yep.
The end.
That was like banging my face into a wall covered with glue and broken glass.
Oh, my God. Wow. Thanks for watching.